Trev's Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. That's too sweet. Anyway, your Hockey Hall of Fame inductees for the class of 2025 were announced today. And I'm going to have to think of a new name to continually bug the hall about for not being inducted for the last 15 years, because the guy I've been holding on to hopefully get in at some point, well, he finally got in today, along with a couple other first ballot now Hall of Famers, which really no surprises. But either way, let's go over your 2025 Hockey Hall of Fame inductees. Let's talk about it. Alright, so starting off with your players categories. On the men's side of things, we have 4 players going in. On the female side of things, we have 2 players going in. So starting off at the start, we're going to start with your first ballot inductees. Starting alphabetically, we're going to go with Zdeno Chara. And again, for a first ballot inductee, not a complete surprise. I mean, between 1997 and 2021, or 2022, sorry, when his career ended, he played for the New York Islanders, the Ottawa Senators, the Boston Bruins, and the Washington Capitals in 1,680 games, which is a record amongst NHL defensemen. We've covered it. He's got 209 goals, 471 assists for 680 points. Played in 7 All-Star games, was a 3-time first NHL All-Star team, a 4-time second NHL All-Star team. He has the hardest shot in the league, which is like 108.8, I believe it was, miles per hour. That's incredibly fast for a puck. Won the James Norris Trophy in 2009, won the Mark Messier Leadership Award in 2011, to go with the Stanley Cup that he captained in 2011 for the Boston Bruins. In doing so, was the first captain born in the Eastern Bloc. You'd have to think politically on this, the Cold War structure, this, that, the other. First player from the Eastern Bloc to captain a team to a Stanley Cup. And to make things even better, he's also being inducted into the IIHF Hall of Fame this year for his contributions to Slovakia and for Team Europe in the World Cup of Hockey in 2016. So let's not forget about that. Again, not surprised he's getting in. Duncan Keith is also a first ballot inductee. Again, not at all surprised. I mean, he was only named one of the 100 best players in the NHL during their centennial season, right? Right. 4 All-Star games, 2 James Norris trophies from 2010, 2014. He's a 2-time first-team NHL All-Star. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy in 2015 and was a member of the second NHL All-Star team in 2017, on top of 3 Stanley Cups in between 2005 and 2022. Now, of course, those Stanley Cups came when he was a member of the Chicago Blackhawks. That one season in Edmonton, it's just kind of there, right? But in 1,256 games, 106 goals, 540 assists for 646 points. Now, not stats you're going to write home about, but as far as playing the overall defensive game, he was your guy. As far as being clutch when clutch needed to be, he was your guy. I mean, you don't accidentally get your name on the Stanley Cup 3 times, much less get a Conn Smythe Trophy to go with it if you're just some guy. He's your guy. He's the guy you want on your team when it matters. So again, great defenseman. Not all surprised he's there. Joe Thornton should not at all be a surprise. He's your first ballot inductee. He's the former first overall pick in the 1997 draft. Spent his time in Boston, San Jose, Toronto, and Florida. And by the time he retired in 2022, he had 1,714 games played, which is the most amongst any player chosen first overall. 430 goals, 1,109 assists for 1,539 points. He's only one of a select few that has over 1,000 assists, much less 1,000 points. Now to go with that 25-year career, as he played in 6 NHL All-Star games, won the Art Ross Trophy and the Hart Memorial Trophy in 2006, was also a member of the first NHL All-Star team in 2006, to go with his 3 nominations to the NHL's second All-Star team. Just no Stanley Cups to his name, though. But if there's any more positives we can take out of this, talking about Joe Thornton helped my numbers out on this channel, let me tell you. It's the most popular video to date. But finally, the name I've only been waiting 15 years to hear was getting in, is now in. Alexander McIlly. And I gotta tell you, I'm ecstatic about this one. I mean, in his 17-year career in between Buffalo, Vancouver, New Jersey, and Toronto, he managed 990 games played, 473 goals, 559 assists for 1,032 points. Now, there are Russians with better numbers, right? Right. But that's not the important thing. I mean, yeah, we could count the 5 All-Star games he's played. We could count the 2 second NHL All-Star team nominations. We can count the 2003 Lady Byng Trophy or the Stanley Cup he won in 2000. But that's not even the most important thing. The most important thing, not so much the fact that he's been eligible since 2009, the fact that he was your first Soviet defector in league history. Not the first player allowed to play. We've covered that. This is the first guy who was not allowed to play in the NHL, but played anyway. Again, your first Soviet defector. Not your first defector. The Stastnys had that one. But your first Soviet defector. And, just to prove how good he was going to be, he gave you what he gave you. And that was 1,032 points. And 17 solid years. And on top of that, I'm a little biased. McIlly was, and still is, one of my favorite Russian players to date. But yeah, now that McIlly's in, I'm going to need to think of another name. Because, I've only been saying McIlly in the Hall since 2010. There's that. Now, as far as the female side is concerned, Brianna Decker was also inducted. She won a gold medal in 2018 and 2 silver medals in 2014 and 2022. Not only that, she's also a member of 6 world championships for the United States in between 2011 and 2019. And as far as international stats goes, that's 170 points in 140 games. That includes 81 goals and 89 assists. So, definitely a key contributor as far as the States is concerned. And finishing off the women inductees is Jennifer Bodil, who is a 3-time Olympic gold medal winner, as well as a 5-time gold medal winner for the Women's World Championships, on top of being the World Championship MVP in 2001 and 2004. Now, all told, in 184 games with Team Canada, she put up 174 points, which includes 65 goals and 109 assists. Having seen her play on the international stage, not at all surprised. Now, in the builders category, we only have 2 names, but these are not slouch names. The first one is Jack Parker. Now, Jack Parker started out his head coaching career in 1969 as an assistant with Boston University before being named the head coach in 1973, a position he held for 40 years. He only retired Boston University in 2013. In that time, he put together an amazing 897, 472, and 115 record, which is, a good .643 win percentage, give or take. To go along with 3 NCAA national championships, 6 Hockey East tournament championships, 8 Hockey East regular season championships, 4 ECAC hockey tournament championships, 2 ECAC regular season championships, ECAC Hockey East Regional Championship in 1984, on top of being head coach to some notable names like Tony Amani, John Cullen, Chris Drury, Sean McEachran, just to name a few. And, maybe even, a Keith Kachuk. Might as well throw that in there. But 40 years in one spot as the head coach, and to have that much success, that's awesome. And then finally, your first woman in the builders category, Danielle Savago. I really hope I said that right. Now, she was the first woman ever elected builder, as I had said, and had taken part in 7 different Olympic game tournaments for Team Canada, or at least Team Canada women, which also She also took them to the gold in 2002 Winter Olympics. So, all told, not a bad class. Again, not a lot of a surprise, especially when it came to who came in the players category, but to everybody that's there, you've all earned it. So congrats to you. And yeah, that's your 2025 Hockey Hall of Fame induction class. So that's another one of them Trev's hockey shows. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you've made it to this point. If you have made it to this point, well, congrats. You've made it all the way to the end. I'm so proud of you for that. But if you've made it here, if you're digging what I'm doing, you just want to say, hey, feel free to throw me a thumbs up. I'll never say no to a free thumbs up. I mean, it goes a long way to helping this channel out, so don't be shy. Hit that thumbs up button. If you want to, if you haven't done so by now, that red button, that one that says subscribe all over it, come on, you know you want to hit it. I know you want to hit it. The algorithm knows you want to hit it, so feel free to do up that subscribe button. And trust me, we're trying to make that push to 500 by the end of the year. See if we can't make that happen. I know I would dig that very much. If you want to, that link in my description below, that'll take you to my Facebook page. Feel free to join that. I'd love to build the audience there like I'm building the audience here. It would be so helpful in so many ways, and I would appreciate you for it. So, feel free to do that one. Let's move forward. Well, I got one more I'm going to film tonight. I don't even know if I should film it because it's only a repeating myself kind of video, but I'll do it anyway. Other than that, the draft is coming up this week, so I'll go for that. And I'm getting back to writing scripted videos, so we could be on quite a roll at this point. But either way, in the meantime, and in between time, be looking for videos from Trev. Later.